Alright, part 4, because I can only record up to 10 minutes, and I'm going on about shipping. So anyway, part 4 on what I think of My Little Pony ships in this bunches of queer stuff. Marvel and Big Mac, oops, not there. I ship it, but it would need a little more work to develop a story for them. I know you'd say, but they're cousins. And you said you don't ship Applejack and Pinkie Pie since they're cousins. But that's not really what I meant about not shipping them because they're cousins. It just felt a little awkward shipping Pinkie and Applejack since they're so close and then they were supposedly, maybe not cousins and they see each other as family. While Big Mac and Marble are more of the ones to not understand. They don't really seem to care about whether their sisters consider them as each other's family or not. But anyway, I can see these two as well as Sugar Belle and Big Mac, but they definitely need some more story work. Like the very first thing I would say needs work is confirming whether they are cousins or not. 'Cause that's something we need to know. Are they cousins or are they not? Because that episode Pinky Apple Pie didn't really explain anything on whether they're cousins or not. I know they consider themselves as cousins, but that doesn't really mean anything when it comes to biology and incest and all that. When it comes to shipping apples and pies, I think the only one I would do is this one. Wow. I think the only one I could ever do was Marvel and Big Mac because I don't see anyone else working out as good as they do together, at least for Marvel. As for these two, again, canon, I don't like it because it seemed way too forced. It seemed like they just made it again to sell toys, and that if it wasn't for toys, then the two wouldn't be here. I'm not saying that donkeys don't belong in My Little Pony. I'm just saying that I don't think we would have ever seen donkeys if it wasn't for toys. So I think that's a pretty bad couple. I know it's a canon couple, but I just don't like it. I don't really think it has a purpose to be in a show because they don't really serve any other purpose but to help a plot line get through 30 minutes. Not even 30 minutes. That's what 30 minutes is with commercials. But anyway, I don't even think that it's there for anything but to get it to a certain time. Next is Derby and Doctor Who. What can I have to say? I ship them. I know some people are gonna be like, well, if you look into their character history, they were said that they were originally gonna be siblings. Well, they didn't end up as siblings in the show. And besides, I would have a hard time believing that they're siblings. There's not very much similarities between the two. And I know that you could have a Pegasus sister and an Earth Pony brother. That's not my issue. their color. It's just that their colors don't match, the cutie marks don't match, and they just don't seem in the slightest to be seen like brother or sister. They seem more like than siblings. I don't know. I might be biased to it because of the fact that I've never actually felt the love of a sibling, or at least, or at all, the care of a sibling at all. So I might not know about how it feels to have a sibling genuinely love and care about you, because my sibling is not really seeming to care at all about me. But I just see them way more as a ship than brother and sister. And if you pay close attention to what they say that they were originally supposed to be brother and sister. Key word is originally. That means that they ended up scrapping the idea. They ended up scrapping the idea of the two being siblings. And I say thank God for that because, even though I don't believe in God, but thank God for that because they would definitely not seem like siblings. They seem more like a couple. Especially with the way that Derpy is talking to him in that 100th episode. And in my opinion, that episode is not a good episode, but, um, pardon. But anyway, it's not a good episode, but Derpy and Dr. Hobbs' relationship really did get some background in that episode regardless. And after that episode, I've got to say that they act more like a couple than siblings. I need to learn to breathe. This shit. For record, I would say yes. My internet is fucking off my list. So anyway, I would say yes to these two. Fluttercord is a yes to me. And if you end up being like, but Fluttercord has to be older than her. He's an immortal being. He'll outlive her and all that. I would have to simply say to you that this is just my opinion, and I can definitely see how they'd end up being in a romantic relationship. They seem they seem a lot more like romantic partners than friends. I can see that they would start out as friends and then end up becoming lovers. Damn storage space. Let go, leave me alone. Let's see if I can shove one more ship in this video. Rose and Roseluck and Dr. Hooves. I never thought about it, and I don't think it's ever gonna happen. Go away, storage thing. I'm kind of mess with this. Sorry about that. My computer doesn't like me apparently. What can I say about Smolder and Spike? I just don't see it ever happening. Actually, they're best staying friends. Yes, not just because it's canon, like Fluttercord, not just because it's canon, but because it 100% seems to work throughout the whole time that you have to get to know them. It works. Need to make another part to this. So it just seems to work. Cheese pie. Anyway, I'll make a fifth part now. Damn it.